Well, we're at the Oceanview Mine in Paula. Come to look for some tourmaline and different gemstones. Used to come here all the time, haven't been here for a few years. Nice specimens. A lot of lepidolite over there. That's what they get lithium from. I better chew on some, it makes your brain work better. Okay, quartz, here's a tourmaline group. Pearl. And here's our station where we'll be working right here. There's the pile. A little smaller than I remember it, but that's okay. Guess there's supposed to be like 50 people here today. There's Kay.
She gave me a fluorite.
Oh. Oh, let's see it. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay, this is the reject pile. This is what used to be over there that everybody's already gone through, but once in a while you find something, so I'm just looking around here, you never know. I guess they haven't been getting any tourmaline. That's the main thing I came here for. I haven't been getting any tourmaline lately, they said. Hopefully they'll have some this time. But they've been getting morganite and, you know, different things, so. Oh, well, that's okay. Take what we can get. Remember one time in this pile I found a big quartz crystal that somehow made it through everything. Yeah, it's just about perfect weather. It's a little cloud covering. I'm going to get up to like 70 or something, so it won't be too hot. Nope, not finding anything here. I guess if you dug around long enough you would. I hope there's some kunzite here today. I really like kunzite. And here's a little piece right here, black tourmaline. It's in crystal shape.
Kind of gives it a little bit more of an increase. When it's, you know, some of those layers of colors, that's a little bit more, you know.
Because the one I have is pink green. It has like a little light blue.
Oh, yes, like kind of a blue cap almost.
Yeah.
Oh, that's,
but
sorry.
that's clear too, so I'm like, oh.
No, that must be an old color, or sorry, an old stock, we like to say. Those blue caps
There's a
usually.
video that day posted.
Yeah, in fact, sorry, one of my favorites.
Rock Range in Southern California, they're all pretty good. I think they've done a better job.
Unfortunately, this one is not from here. This is Brazilian. But
Not that great of a video, honestly, but
I just always like to show
I'm
this
still
one.
learning my YouTube. All right, I'll show you later.
Get it to work.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, definitely
the story.
I got this tourmaline here between 10 and 15 years ago.
That's what I thought. What's up, Larry?
Hey, how you doing?
Yes,
All guys in the back.
Does make sense. You got a GoPro and everything.
Yeah, I used to come here like every week years ago. I haven't been here for like about 4 years, and I put tons of videos up of your place. You know,
Welcome to the
probably
Oceanview
brought you a
Mine.
bunch of business.
My name is
Bet you
Levi.
have.
This is Dylan, and Janie, and Gordon right over here. We'll be your hosts for the day. If you guys have any questions throughout the day as far as kind of what we're looking for, what we're doing, history, geology, anything like that, feel free to grab us and bug us all you want. That's what we're here for. Without further ado, I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this little demonstration here. Basically, the three main important things you guys have here are your two screens and your bucket. Now, Janie's got my bucket, and she's going to show us real quick how to fill that up. So if you guys turn around, you can see Janie is going to place that bucket kind of just right along that hill, and she's going to let gravity do some of that work for her. So you scoop down from above, and that dirt goes right into that bucket. You can fill it up usually in just a few seconds. Now, on the pile is where we're going to have one of our main rules, especially we got a good group today. No pile digging or picking. Basically what that means is we don't want you guys to spend all day on that pile. Our job is to go out there, collect, and then come look for it here. Especially with the numbers, if one person decided they wanted to just sit there and pick through all day, if everyone did that, we wouldn't have room and no one would be able to collect. So just to be fair for everyone, we ask you go up there, you can walk around, pick a spot, but just when you go to collect, just pull it right to your bucket, dump it up on your screen. We get it, you get real gem fever, but people will notice it and then they'll tattletale to us and then we have to do something about it.
Or, sorry, just so I can throw it out there, you guys tattletale on each other because we can only say something to one person so many times, stop doing that, stop doing that. Maybe sometimes if they hear it from you, and believe me, this will be an issue at some point today. We all get lazy, even myself. I've been guilty of going up there and being lazy, so just try not to do it. We really appreciate it. Make it a fair day for everyone. That's all we really ask for.
Also, another basic rule is please no throwing rocks. It's real easy to kind of push them out of your way, but then you got someone behind you. It always happens. So basically, we're going to dump that material right on this screen. And you'll notice I'm just kind of massaging it around here. There's a couple ways to do this. This is what I find to be the easiest for me. It kind of saves your back a lot of issues. I always tell people it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint up here. So any little thing I can do to kind of save me that effort is going to pay off. So any rocks about golf ball size or bigger you can see I'm going to take out by hand. Just kind of give them an individual rinse. Just to make sure I'm not missing any cool specimens or anything like that. And you'll notice any rocks I don't want to keep, I'm discarding underneath the table. Again, so no one's kind of throwing rocks, and you don't want to start making a pile somewhere where someone's going to trip over it. So under the table is kind of nice and out of the way, and it helps us for cleanup. Now you can see just from pushing that dirt around, there's no loose dirt on my screen, it's all just like gravel. That's where you want to get your screen to before you dump it in. So once you got just that gravel, I'm going to give it a little dump, kind of agitate it. You'll notice I'm not splashing it around a lot. Just getting it wet. And one thing you'll notice where I put my screen, I don't want to get this stuff wet. Wet dirt is hard dirt to go through. So I'm keeping this as dry as I can, and I'm still letting my partner have access to the tub here, and I'm dripping right in the middle. Now once you get your material wet, if you do have anything in here, it should jump out at you pretty quick. Kind of move the rocks around, kind of eliminate all those hiding places for it. And you'll notice all the rocks I'm looking at, I'm picking them up by hand, giving them a good look, and then getting rid of them. It's real easy to get stuck in the habit of looking at the same rocks back and forth over and over again. They don't turn into gems. But yeah, I've done it, everyone does it, it's easy. So yeah, this is a nice way to kind of eliminate them out of sight, out of mind. And I'm moving pretty quick because I've been doing this for a while. But your first buckets, especially if it's your first time up here, are probably going to be a little slower. But once you start finding that piece, you get a lot more confident and you'll get to move a lot quicker. Now, when you're done with your screen, you're confident there's nothing left hiding in there. Again, let gravity do that work for you to get rid of it. Go vertical, one tap, and you'll see it nice and clean. So that's kind of the easiest way to do that and get rid of that material. Puts it under your table, keeps it work off your back. Now, this one I'm going to go ahead and lift it, give it a little shake. And again, no dirt, just the gravel. And I agitate it up a bit. and we're going to set this one back. Basically the same process. This one's pretty light, so I don't really need to take it out by hand. I'm just spreading it across nice and flat and thin. Kind of keep taking away all those hiding places. And I am not seeing a lot in this one. Okay.
I got a great bucket. Huh?
She got some of the dead dirt out of the way. She saved the gems in the pile for you. But yeah, basically that's what we're going to be doing. It's a simple process, but something we're going to be doing on repeat. Also, one thing I highly recommend, I always say, before you go to fill your next bucket, make sure you get your small screen on bottom and big screen on top. It's real easy to kind of get stuck on autopilot and forget that. Also, I always recommend giving a nice little tap on your screens before getting your bucket, because it's real easy to set your screens just a little bit off center there, and you go to dump your bucket on here and the whole thing falls through in the ground and everyone kind of looks over and snickers and like giggles at you. It's real embarrassing. So I'll go small, big, nice little tap, and then go ahead and just get your bucket. Now, we just did one kind of light bucket, and you'll notice I already have a bit of material in my tub here. That is totally normal. Doesn't mean you're missing everything or doing it wrong. It's just something that's going to happen. However, we do find stuff in here occasionally. Also, if you do find something really cool and you go to rinse it off to show someone and you drop it in your tub, if that tub is this thick of mud, you're probably not going to find that piece again. But if it's a nice clean tub, you'll probably be able to pick it right back up. Yes.
The importance of checking your tub. He just told me this morning this piece is worth probably over $1,000.
Easily.
And this fell through my screen and was in my tub. So check your tub before you dump it.
Yeah,
We've seen people, I've had people with 4 or 5 aquas, 4 or 5 tourmalines, and so it never hurts to check it.
Yeah.
Can't stress that enough.
But yeah, basically we'll kind of come through and try to help with that, but we're not going to be as careful and looking through everything as you might be. Now, just to kind of, since we didn't have anything to really show off to you, I'm going to show you guys some of the material here. We have the really cool thing about our mountain here is the variety of crystals that we have. The first thing I'm going to talk about is quartz. We have 3 varieties of quartz. First, this clear variety here. It's a very simple crystal, but very beautiful and elegant. Obviously, when I'm talking about shape and color, what we're looking for, you can see the shape here. Real nice 6-sided figure, that nice geometry on it. The nice point up top, flat faces. Those are kind of all dead giveaways. Now we also have citrine quartz. You can see it's kind of more yellow, orangey colors. Same crystal, just different color combination. And this one's a bit more of what we call a specimen piece because it's on the host rock. But this is a piece of smoky quartz. If you want a better example, we got a huge one in the shop over there. But you can see that same 6-sided shape on there, the same kind of point coming off it. That's that same quartz crystal. So really a good variety of that. Now, we are first and foremost a tourmaline mine, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into that. Now, the most common form of tourmaline you'll see up here is black tourmaline. You'll probably see a lot of white rocks with black lines or dots in it. That's shoral. We call those frozen. They're frozen. They're stuck in that matrix. You're not going to be able to really break them out and have a nice crystal. They're kind of dependent on the quartz for structure. However, every once in a while you get these really nice kind of independent, actually open space crystals. So they are actually really cool, really neat stones. Also, I always recommend trying to backlight these things because if it's a really dark blue or green or something, it can look black until you get a light through it and all of a sudden you'll be like, whoa. So always something to double check. Really cool stones. Probably the color we're most famous for out here is our pink tourmaline. Actually got the nickname Paula Pink. But yeah, beautiful, bright color. You can see that would be kind of hard to miss in your screen. Kind of looks like a little Jolly Rancher or something. We also have green. Now the fun thing about tourmaline is it can come in just about any shade of color you can think of. Just out of our Oceanview mine alone, I have seen red, blue, pink, yellow, green, purple. I've seen one stone with 5 different colors laid up in it. They're a really I call it a really complex recipe, how these crystals form. So any variance in that kind of creates different colors. So it's a really cool, unique stone. Speaking of different colored stones, you can see this one is a green core with a pink skin on it. So that would be a concentric color zoning, kind of ringing from the middle. This one is not quite as gemmy, but a nice one. You can see it's layered vertically, stacked, pink and green as well. But yeah, beautiful colors, epic combinations. But two things to really look for if you have a smaller piece you're not quite sure. See how this one kind of looks like a piece of celery? It's got the big ridges on it too. Those ridges, we call them striations. And those striations are kind of a dead giveaway. They'll run up and down the vertical length of the crystal, that C-axis. You can kind of see it a little more subtle on this one too. Yeah.
I found a piece that looked like a piece of glass off of a 7-Up bottle. It was almost exactly the same color, but he told me it was a tourmaline because it had the striations on the side.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing. I've seen just about any color you could think of and the different shades, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. We intentionally avoid using any glass on the ground to avoid any of that kind of confusion. Now, different crystal family. You guys have probably heard of emeralds. That's part of the beryl family. It's beryllium-based crystals. We're one mineral away, chromium. If we had chromium up here, we'd have emeralds, but we don't. However, we do have aquamarine. You guys have probably heard of that one too. Real beautiful stone. Now, obviously that color is a dead giveaway for aquamarine, but also it'll have these six-sided figures to them, that shape. It'll kind of vary. They can be squished or elongated or whatever, but it's usually kind of a six-sided shape to them. Usually nice flat top terminations. And they'll actually be incredibly slick or slippery crystals if you get them on the natural facing. It's that beryllium in it. Oftentimes when you find these guys, they'll really jump out at you. If you're shoveling your dirt in your bucket and it rolls out, it'll kind of jump out at you when you pour it on your screen. The dirt just doesn't like to stick to these guys. So it's a really fun one to find. And this one is a pink variety of beryl called morganite. Now morganite is actually a very cool stone. It was actually discovered up here on this mountain. Named after J.P. Morgan himself, who was kind of the owner of Tiffany's at the time, which was one of the big financiers for getting this area famous back in the day. But yeah, it was a really unique stone, a lot of history here. Typically this stone can be a more peachy kind of champagne color when we find it underground. However, when you leave it in the sun, it will turn brighter pink. I've seen it happen within a few minutes. I've seen it happen within a few weeks. Sometimes it happens really dramatically. It'll be super bright. Sometimes it'll just kind of turn a little pink. It depends on the specific chemistry of each stone. But again, it'll be very slick and slippery. You'll probably see a lot of rainbows shooting out from inside of them. In that peachy to kind of champagne color or pink will be that kind of giveaway for that. Yeah, beautiful stone, a lot of history locally. And one more family here, as far as gems go, is spodumene. So here's a nice little spodumene crystal. This is what we call triphane. It's kind of a yellow to green variety. You can see this has a very different shape and structure than the other crystals we looked at. Now the one thing that's really cool about our triphane here, typically it's a yellow variety or so, but you can see it looks very clear. But when you look down the length of that crystal, it has like a green color to it almost. That length is called the C-axis. The way these crystals form, when you look down that C-axis, it intensifies the color in the stone. So that's a real good way to ID that. And the more popular version we have is called kunzite. This one also discovered up here, same time as morganite. And actually the guy who discovered both stones, his name was Dr. Kunz, working as a head gemologist for Tiffany's. Discovered morganite, named it after the boss, and he named kunzite after himself. But yeah, this is a beautiful stone. This one is a little light in color because it's been left in the sun. Kunzite will fade and lose its color when exposed to heat or sunlight for too long. When it's faceted, they call it evening jewelry, not something you wear to the beach. But again, it'll have that kind of lavender, it'll have that color intensifying down that C-axis. And kunzite in the Oceanview Mine specifically is one of our most famous pockets. The Kahuna pockets, the biggest, best gem quality kunzites ever found in North America, arguably the world, some of them. But yeah, just amazing stuff, really put this place on the map. Actually where that tourmaline came from is that Kahuna zone too.
That same trip, we found a piece of kunzite this long and this wide and real deep purple on one end.
You could probably, I see pieces like that going for around $3,000 now on the market. You don't
go home and sell it.
Anyone who has that stuff, they do not let go of it, and so it's something you don't see on the market too often. But yeah, when you get the really good fresh piece, it'll be like a grape jelly, almost electric color looking to it when you look down the length. Beautiful stuff. Now a couple more things. One, you'll see a glitter kind of all over the ground if the sun ever shows up. You can see a lot of these flakes here too. That is mica. You will see a ton of it all day long. It can be a bit of a tease. You think you got some nice green color or something, and it's just another flake of mica. But we do get some really cool specimens and tighter clusters of them in a book. So you can keep those, not up to you guys. But we have a lithium-rich mica, or muscovite, called lepidolite. You can see that displayed right here, this purple stone. Lepidolite, very insignificant stone for us. It's actually the ore of lithium. So they actually industrially mined this out here back in the day. It's about a 30% yield. And the gemstones, a lot of the good stuff like the kunzite has that purple to it. A lot of the tourmalines actually get their color from that lithium in those lepidolite crystals. So it's also kind of got nicknamed the happy stone in the gem world. Lithium also used in antidepressants. So it's actually a really cool rock. Plants love this stuff, used in fertilizer as well. So I always keep whatever I find of it and just kind of put out in gardens and plants. But yeah, really beautiful stuff. Don't use them in fish tanks though. Water extracts it way too quickly and the fish are too small to absorb that much. And we say they OD on happiness. Now one thing we don't see too often, you will see a lot of it'll look like cinnamon sprinkled in the rock. It's actually micro garnets. But every once in a while we do see these guys pop up, some big old almandine garnets. They'll look real just kind of dark and bland, kind of like a squished soccer ball. But if you kind of get a light through them, you'll see some real beautiful deep red colors coming out of them. They'll be very heavy for their size. Like I said, don't see them too often, but every once in a while they pop up, especially in the lower parts of the mine where we're kind of getting into. So if you do see something like that, that's probably what it is, a garnet. Now, again, we'll be walking through with you guys, IDing stones. If anything catches your eye, hold on to it, flag us down. We'll be happy to kind of help pinpoint what that is. And one other thing, we will be running Jeep tours today. Basically, if you guys are interested, we'll load you guys up in the buggies we got here, drive you around the mountain, and show you some of our active mining operations, what we do up here, as well as some of the historical mining operations, what's been found up here. So that's actually pretty cool. If you guys have ever been to like a natural history museum, almost every natural history museum around the world has at least a couple pieces from this valley in their displays. And so it's actually just a really cool thing to kind of be able to go to these museums like, oh, I've actually been there. I like saw that mine. I walked into that, and it's a really cool connection, at least I think. But if you guys want to just keep digging, no one's going to force you on that tour. That's totally on you guys. As far as any sort of structure to the day, it's all on you. If you guys want to dig for 5 minutes and just hang back and have lunch, that's totally fine. If you don't even want to eat and just dig all day long.
Okay, Dad, so we do this, right?
Yeah, so then you sift it all out.
Oh, like this, right?
And then you take the big one. You're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to do that. Come on. Watch out for a second.
Oh, that's good.
Already? Look at these. Stick out. Stick out. Pop it. Yeah, roll it out.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, that was the frozen one. It's not worth keeping then. It's up to you guys. I always say you can always get picking at the end of it.
Right, exactly.
Okay,
So this looks empty, right?
What'd you get? What'd you get? Oh, boy.
Look. It's frozen, but it's there.
Oh, wow.
That's
a cool stuff. Get this one.
This one's in here.
Just remember which way you stack it. You want to get rid of all this stuff. Hey, watch out, kid. Kids, watch out.
But it's so much good.
It was really weird, that zone with the kahuna, everything was so pristine and
Oh, yeah?
No.
right below it, there's a huge bloom of lepidolite. I mean, the walls are just 30 feet
Really?
thick of
You were
lapidolite.
in there at the time, huh?
And I've been in right underneath it.
Okay.
But everything was altered and messed up. Nothing was clean and pristine like up top.
Oh.
It was just a weird, like, it looked like it bubbled and pinched.
Huh.
And right where the kahuna was, where those things were pristine and got escaped all that.
Okay.
And everything underneath it just got messed up and a little.
Really? The big kahuna, huh?
Yeah.
Somebody set a blast off that shouldn't have been set off.
No, it has nothing to do with that. It's the growth of the crystals.
Oh, you think so?
Okay, let's get another one then.
Is this second bucket for me, Larry?
You can have it.
Okay, ready? Daddy, go get another bucket.
You got a little piece. It's nothing great, but
That's the lapidolite.
yeah, it's something. What'd you do with it? Oh, you put in the thing. Okay.
Yeah, after all, it is just lapidolite, and I have a bucket of lapidolite. I mean, the bowl of lapidolite on the front porch.
Yeah.
You know what leverite is.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
My mineralogy teacher used to talk about it all the time.
And then porcelain. Porcelain? Broken beer bottle.
It's okay, we got time. We have all day, girls. Let's not worry about it. Relaxing and having fun.
And down there is Jeff Runnels. He's a gold prospector. I know I worked in his gold mine before. I'm just talking to the GoPro at the moment. Jumping up and down.
That is so cool! What a good job! Alrighty, guys.
He's doing the prospector's dance.
Exactly. And put her jacket on her. The girls, we are good and dirty. Lift it up and shut it. They're kind of tricky.
This one's shut off.
Okay, good, yeah. Okay, they're just. I actually got a degree in child development, and then I joked that I can't. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was like this. But sorry. I always have a joke, but I learned eventually, though, coming up here, that rocks don't talk back at a certain age. Exactly. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Sure.
able to find.
Get to keep it?
Absolutely not. I was just lucky enough to go down there and find it. Again, that's enough to me. It's not my property. I'll never get that opportunity again. I don't know where else to find that.
Right.
No, really quick.
Oh, we're not getting out.
Yeah,
No.
if you guys do want to, but I usually stop here really quickly just because this is, excuse me, only because this is a very inactive portal.
Oh, got it.
I just stop here really quickly.
It's fun to see.
Yeah, just something. And then eventually we're going to go around this corner and then that way, or excuse me, right, these separate mines on this mountain. We actually have the Oceanview, which we're going to take a look at. Now, if you guys see that tree that's kind of sticking out of that berm up there, just a couple 100 feet beyond it is, again, a very small inactive tunnel called the Elizabeth R. Then eventually we're going to go around to the backside, which is our Paula Chief mine. Again, totally separate active mine. So this portal, if you guys can see that gate back there, gate.
Right.
So it actually only tunnels beyond that, roughly about 300 feet.
Okay.
Then it makes a very sharp right turn, and it actually tunnels all the way around the corner underground over here to the second, more active portal.
Did you say the stuff we're digging through today is from the Paula Chief? Is that right?
No, not entirely. In fact, we're going to come around here to the corner where we bring most of your dirt,
Okay.
but lately we've been bringing at least a scoop or two from the Paula Chief, just to kind of mix it in, yeah. But in fact, right around this corner,
side's the
right over here, these are the tailings on this side. This is what comes up directly to you guys. We don't sit there and screen it with a little screen. We don't have time for that. It comes up directly as
Let us do it.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like to say you guys do the work for us.
And we're getting out.
Yeah, and again, only if you guys are comfortable.
Yeah.
Now we're not running all the way in there. We're
We're
right
not.
to the
We're
end.
just
Yeah.
listening to.
Sorry, unfortunately I chased out way too many kids out of the mine. I don't have it now. Parents are all gazing that way. I we're not down a little while. Oh, I appreciate it. Oh, hey. There you guys go. Oh, no, I'm so sorry. Looked like a shape of a crystal, but it looks like it's just granite. My bad.
Oh,
You never know. That's why I'm always picking up everything off the ground.
Stop staring at the floor.
Yeah. Banging your head pretty soon.
I'm not upset, I'm just looking at the...
That's your new motto.
Yeah, exactly.
Stare at the oh wow.
I'd rather be staring at the floor.
Yeah, get a t-shirt.
Look at this.
And this is all safe to walk in, right?
Oh, absolutely. And in fact, yeah, just up until like that last barrier.
Unless the big earthquake hits.
Exactly, ish. Adam.
Oh, and please, if you guys would like a photograph of everyone, that's what I'm here for.
Come here, too.
Are we able to walk? Or is this as far as we're able to go?
Right, yeah, she's gonna show you.
Sorry, only if you don't mind. Sorry. If you guys have a phone, yeah, I'll walk. Just watch your feet, sweetheart. And if that's okay with you guys, I'm gonna be comfortable going about right here.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. But yeah,
Look at how
sorry.
sparkly the ground is.
That's all that mica.
Yeah,
Pretty neat.
gold mine, but it's not.
Oh, see here, sweetheart. Sorry. It's
You
just-
have to stay.
Okay, let's not do anything that...
We're not supposed to do.
Yeah, I appreciate it. But again, please, you guys, I'm here for photographs if you'd like one.
Yeah, we'll all have, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Here, girls, let's stay in here and get a photo. Come here, Toots.
Ooh, I was gonna say, oh yeah, okay,
Can you
perfect.
see it?
That's a really nice one, yeah. Oh, actually, awesome. Ready? 1, 2, 3. There's in fresh oxygen, making it a lot easier for the guys to breathe. And then this over here, I don't know if you guys ever heard of brassing in, brassing out. We used to, miners in the old school days, would use these little brass clips to show who was in the mine at any given time. So right now, everyone's out, so that way we don't have to run around freaking out, you know, where's Phil? Yeah, where's Steve? Where are they? So that way we know everyone's out.
Leave it in. Leave it there.
Just leave it on the out one. There you go.
You don't want it. You don't want it.
Jen, Killa, look at me. Killa, bye,
Mine's doing exactly what she should be, looking down. Toots, no running.
So you're trying to catch giant rats over here or what?
Do not touch that.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
In
don't
fact,
put
I'm
your foot
sorry,
on
I
that.
didn't see those there.
Do not put your foot on that.
Yeah.
That will snap you.
Oh. Yep. All ready, guys? Right over beyond those plants and weeds down there. So now we're gonna, continue on. We're gonna go check out the Paula Chief mine. And again, I apologize, sir, mainly for you guys. All the mustard weeds, I'm gonna avoid them as much as possible. Oh, sorry guys, I'm so sorry. Come on, there we go.
Does any of the,
I haven't been able to check it out. So.
does any of this stuff ever end up like in that creek way down there?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, I'm gonna talk about a couple of these really old historic mines up here, and I drool and daydream about searching those creeks down there. So sorry, really quick. The only sad part is it's almost all reservation land.
Oh, yeah. Get an arrow on your back.
Now you technically can when I put it.
See the mines over there?
Okay, so Wally got a fox on us.
Yeah, so sorry if you guys would like to hop on out one last time. No, sorry, please. The little ones, don't go down the roads.
Yeah.
There's a couple little trails down here.
Dude told Dad's hand.
And by the way, sorry, all that popping sound, that is a shooting range down there. We are not dynamite blasting. Sometimes people freak out.
Do they shoot up this way?
No. Now again, I can't guarantee that, but we've never heard any buzzing bullets or anything like that within my 5 years.
We got antibiotics.
So, really quickly, you guys, I'm gonna kind of yip yap. You guys may or may not have seen a sign for Gems of Paula. When you guys turned onto McGee Road off to your left, Gems of Paula. Now, if you look directly across on this mountain range, see that long road cut leading up to a couple little dark squares?
right?
Yep. That is the Stewart Lithium Mine, aka Gems of Paula. So that's where they source their minerals from.
So that's different property.
Completely separate, yeah. We are on the same road. We always have issues.
You don't walk away. Thank you.
It's okay, sweetheart. See that long road cut leading into a gray rock wall? That's called Queen Tourmaline Mine. Now, if you guys have ever been to like any historical museum or history museum or Smithsonian, guarantee you guys may not have realized it, but you saw specimens out of that mine right there. That was first discovered by a gentleman named Fred Reinerston back in 1902. He came up here, discovered it. Now they find everything we find up there, or here up there. Kunzites, garnets, variety of tourmalines, variety of quartz, variety of beryls, everything. An empress of China actually heard about the discovery over there, sent 12,000 workers out here. From 1902 to 1912, I think. Sorry. She just had complete control over it. 22 tons of pink tourmaline went back to China, to this Empress of China. It's really interesting. Again, like they find everything we have. Anything that was not pink was destroyed and just either thrown down the mountain. There were no rock hounds or jewelry collectors or rock collectors. It was invaluable to them. So, excuse me, I always joke and daydream about, again, like I was mentioning, those tailings, just kind of that dirt that's just fallen off from the tailings over the years. You can just only imagine what's been laying underneath there for years and years and years. So I joke, of course, that is private property, unfortunately. No one can go up there, no one can touch it, sadly. However, right over here on this backside of the mountain, and sorry, this bush is kind of covering it. Gets a little better on this side.
Is this your property right up here?
Yeah, not mine personally.
No, I know. But I see like a house up. Is it a house up there?
Yep, in fact, the one sorry. Excuse me. The house at the very top is my boss's house, and then that little one, that's actually the Miners Inn cabin. That's available for rental for anyone who wants to stay up here. Yeah. And that'll actually be our next stop, really quickly.
How much is it to rent that little?
It is actually $500 from Thursday throughout Monday morning.
500.
Yeah, $500 for that entire duration.
Okay.
And it sleeps 4 people comfortably. You have a full Wi-Fi cable, heating, air, all that good stuff.
Can you mine?
Can I-
too?
No, you can't exactly mine, unfortunately. You do, however, get a private underground tour from Jeff, the owner.
Okay.
And then you get, I believe it's like a 20 to 30% discount on the days. Yeah, because you're up here for Thursday, Saturday, Sunday.
Can I ask you a question about the one you were just talking about back here?
please, ask away.
When was the last time they mined that one?
No, it's funny. I can't say for sure, but it's actually owned by, goodness. Sorry, he owns actually one of the main sunstone mines out in Oregon.
Yeah, I've been up there.
And he owns this one.
Oh, really?
Forgive me.
I mean, but he doesn't do it here anymore?
No, he's staged out in Oregon right now, and he just actually has people that I've been told just kind of guard it for him. So
yeah, I remember that since because I went out there. I didn't realize he really needed super good tires. I got 2 flats because everything is real sharp from the lava, you know, or the pumice. I mean, so
yeah. In fact, I could be wrong. Swoboda shooting targets. They were just shooting targets for them.
I mean,
we're talking huge. I mean, nowadays, $1,000 to them. It was
nothing.
It was nothing.
Oh.
They were finding piles and piles of this. Oh. We're talking entirely pickaxes, hand tools, all that hard-working equipment to put this entirely in.
Okay.
Now, right up here, I always like to point out, we obviously put these here. You can see the cement.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Here, in fact, if you like to hold it, sweetheart.
You want to hold this?
Here you go. Oh, it's very heavy. You got it? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, okay. Give it to Bi to hold. Oh my goodness, looks like a big, okay, give it back.
Yeah. Oh, thank you guys.
Give it back, Toot.
Thank you. It's funny, there really used to be about 6 of these up here. Don't know what happened over time. They just disappeared. Now, really quickly though, we actually obviously put this as a display. However, up here in the ceiling there's still a natural quartz and black tourmaline and mica pocket.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a picture of that.
Bridal chamber. Within this tunnel is where morganite, the pink variety of beryl, and kunzite, the pink variety of spodumene, were very first introduced to the world. Some of the very first discoveries. So, really interesting. George F. Coons discovered kunzite, and J.P. Morgan was the founder of all of his explorations. So J.P. Morgan, that's where we get morganite after. I always joke, as he didn't have enough to his name already.
Exactly.
Had to name a stone after him too. But if you guys are okay, we'll walk back through here, and I just have one other little spot.
That's great. I move this so you have to put it wherever you want it.
Okay. Watch for heart-shaped rocks for me too.
I'm looking for anything.
Guys, please, no hands in the pile.
Well, is HB Prospector and wife finding anything any good?
Yeah, Yeah, actually.
Oh,
Here,
okay.
I'll show you one that he found.
Oh boy, that's real nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are doing better. I've been getting pretty much skunked. I got a little piece of pink. I mean, just barely anything. But my wife's found a few pieces.
What's up, Larry?
Oh, I guess I've probably been here 30 or 40 times over the years. This is probably my worst day, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not doing too good today, huh?
Found some kunzite, quartz
all
point.
Yeah. I'm taking a little picture of it if that's okay, so I'll have something to show.
A little
Okay.
bit.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Oh, maybe the big ones, they're going to fold and fluff the pile pretty quick so you get
Yeah.
it.
Are they?
So maybe that'll help. All right. This is what they call fluff and fold. They build it back up again, so it'll be easier to get to the stuff. Yeah, I got about 45 minutes left. So far, I really haven't found anything worthwhile, but it's all right. It's a beautiful day. Be with my wife, enjoy each other's company. Saw some people hadn't seen for a while. The HB prospector, Jeff Runnels, and yeah, it's okay. Okay, just got this and tell everybody what it is.
It's pink tourmaline. Nice big pencil.
Okay, all right.
Hey, before you do, please go.
Well, Kay's the star of the show today, and they've been bringing people around to show the aquamarine she found, and now the pink tourmaline. I'm glad. She really didn't want to come this time. She finally relented, and so I'm glad she's having a good day. Makes me have a good day. Wrote it there. Okay. That's what Kay's got. All right. I just got this little piece.
Another purple and pink one.
That's nice. Well, anyway.
Well, thanks for doing that.
Thank you for seeing that.
All right. Very nice. What was your name again?
Stacy.
Stacy. Okay.
Larry has a YouTube site. He posts it
And we
all.
got a quartz point.
Her husband
Oh,
does
that's
too.
really beautiful. Oh yeah, your husband does.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I don't want to hold you up. They're going to say last bucket in a couple minutes.
Yeah.
So is your bicolor in there?
Okay, so it's last bucket time. Everybody's getting their last bucket. I got mine.
Look at that. Oh, that is a green, and I see hints of blue tourmaline. Oh, that is just gorgeous.
Okay, so here's what I got. I got, a couple nice black pieces of tourmaline. Of course, that pink one. That's basically it. And then Kay was the hero of the day. Here's a bag of her best stuff, I guess. Let's see it there. And she's got a whole bunch of stuff in here. And she's just got this green one. That's kind of broken up, so it's not like clear, but
It's not broken up. It has
like occlusions or something. Yeah, anyway. Let's see if we can get it in the sun. Oh, you don't have to take it, no.
Actually, the main one was the...
Oh, that's nice, yeah. Like watermelon, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. That's a rarity. It's almost in the shape of a heart, too.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watermelon heart.
That's right.
So that was that's about your best, you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing else was all that.
Well, that's a good one, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, now Kay's the vulture. She's scavenging, looking for stuff people missed. Sometimes she finds some pretty good stuff. I'm about the end of the line myself. I'm hopping in the car.
Baby Godzillas.
So here's what Kay got here. Some nice black tourmaline too.
Doesn't show up very good on the towel. I was going to move it.
Okay, here's what I got. Here's Kay's stuff again.